Taylor Swoden is a, just finished now, cool wall kettle. So, yeah, that's absolutely, like, there's just no heat at all on the outside of that. That one, oh, that's quite hot. You wouldn't put your hand on it very long. Yeah, you'd kind of jump away from that. So there's a definite temperature difference in the outside of the kettles. But obviously the handles are cool. It's just if you need to stabilise it, you can sometimes touch this part. So the problem I was having was when I was pouring the kettle, I was getting a lot of drips and leaks. So the point of these two kettles was to try and find one that doesn't drip or leak when it's poured. That one's completely full to the top. That's a 1.7 litre kettle. No dripping. Pour this out in the sink. And this one's 1.5 litres. Full to the top. No drip. So they both seem to be as good as each other for that. This one, I think, doesn't look as nice aesthetically, and I don't like the fact that it's got no water level indicator outside. The lid itself is cool. It's got like metal spout. The water indicator level's inside, but I like the fact that this does have this pop-up lid. This one, the Tefal Loft, I think looks nicer outside, but the lid doesn't pop up. You have to pull the lid off. That can be a good thing and a bad thing, because then you've got to put the lid somewhere, so you've probably got drips and stuff and wetness. But I also have found with kettles in the past that this popping thing can sometimes stop working. Then you're stuck with a lid that you can't get up. So it's a trade-off between pulling it up or popping it up and the longevity of that. But probably the kettle itself will have stopped working long before the lid problem becomes a problem. I tried to draw around the spout shapes as much as I could. So Taylor Swoden was this spout shape. Tefal Loft was this spout shape. And then the old kettle I had was a cheaper kettle, a Cookworks. And that was a spout shape of the Cookworks one. This was the old kettle. And this old kettle leaked all the time. Dribbled all the time, constantly was wet. The unit was constantly wet. And yet the spout shape doesn't look that much different to really the Taylor Swoden one. Oh no, Taylor Swoden's probably the most different. The Tefal Loft and the Cookworks kettle are kind of similar. So I'm going to cut the shapes out now and compare them on top of each other. So these are the shapes cut out. The Tefal Loft is very similar to the cheaper Cookworks old kettle I had. Put them on top of each other. Very little difference in the shape and angle. Yeah, at the moment the Tefal Loft is not leaking or dripping, and the Taylor Swoden is the one that's the most totally different. It's more like a small hill. If you put the Cookworks next to it, quite a big difference there. And the Tefal Loft, basically Tefal Loft and Taylor Swoden, as near as I can compare them. Swoden is much more, kind of just more of a wider hill. My old kettle, the cookware ones, has a very similar spout to the Tefal. And I wondered why there was no drip with the Tefal compared to the cookware one, which drips all the time. And although the actual shape is very pointed, almost V-shaped, I think the difference is that when you touch it, you can only tell when you touch it. The cookware one is the same height almost all the way around. The Tefal actually dips, it's straight there, goes down slightly in the middle, and then comes up at the side. I think it's this small dip which is making all the difference to the fact that the Tefal doesn't drip or dribble and the cookware one does.